going above and beyond definitely works. And I know it's a very cliche advice, but it works, cliche or not. All the people who will be asking me, how did you get where you are today? How did you get a full-time job while you're a student? This is how it all happened. Hey, how's it going? I am Shahzeeb. I'm a self-taught UX designer and a community builder, and here on YouTube I make videos about productivity, design, and occasional lifestyle vlogs. In this video, I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions from me, is that how I became a UX designer while I'm still an undergrad, how I got a full-time job while I'm still an undergrad, how did I become product designer essentially with full-time coursework in less than 7 months. So in this video, I'm going to break down my entire process, my entire journey of how I got where I am today, the different resources I used, and how you can do the same, and how you can follow sort of a journey similar to me and find yourself working at a job you really want. And it doesn't take long, as you can see. So let's just start. I'm gonna divide this video in 5 chapters to have that cinematic effect. So let's jump in and let's talk the real talk. Okay. I think I should start this story by talking about what I wanted to be when I was growing up. So I was as far away from design as you can possibly think. I was actually studying and growing up to be a doctor, to go into medicine, and that is primarily what I wanted to do up until my high school. And I just wanted to learn biology, help people through it. So that was one of the key things why I wanted to become a doctor, to help people and bring that happiness to them. So how did I find CS? So while I was in high school, I got very interested in building stuff, and one thing that has been very prevalent in my entire personality was my creativity, because I was very much into sketching and arts and craft ever since my early years of education. So creativity was there, and I think that was primarily the reason why I started to make websites and discovered CS. So that is how I became interested in CS, and it was like an affair. Like I was studying biology and on a medicine track primarily, but on the side I was also learning CS and everything. So this is what was happening. Now, how did I go into CS all the way? Well, honestly, if I'm being very honest, I couldn't get into a med school because it's very difficult to get into a med school in Pakistan. So I chose my second best option, that was computer science. That is what I actually wanted to do in my life, because I realized that if I'm not doing the thing I studied for my entire life, I should do what I enjoy. So computer science, went for it, and now I am actually pursuing an undergrad in software engineering. That is what I study in my university. At the end of the day, I am doing what I always wanted to do. I am helping people, I am practicing my creativity, I like to build stuff, so I'm building things. So all of the things came full circle and I escaped that chaos. Well, computer science is not actually user experience and design, right? So how did I come to know that this is something I wanted to do? Design was something I wanted to do. So I was actually building my first app for a global competition, and to build that app, I had to use design thinking, and I had no idea what design thinking was. So I researched on it, and then I came across this entire new profession of user experience and product design, and how it has got several processes to make the product more user-centered, and how to take into account user problems and how to solve those user problems. So when I researched and learned all of these things, it was like a rabbit hole I couldn't escape. Delve deeper and deeper, and this is where I am. I changed my entire career profession, my career trajectory, because I like this profession so much. Why did I really like it? Well, I think primarily because I like to build products, right? And when you are coding and developing through from a computer science and development perspective, it takes a lot of time, whereas in design there's rapid realization of ideas, and I think that is what really intrigued me. That is why I went for it in the first place. If I wanted to see my ideas come to life as soon as I wanted it, and while doing that I wanted to take care of the people I was building the product for. I wanted to build products to have a social change, to make lives better for a lot of people. So all of that was sort of fulfilled by this profession, and that's, I think, why I kept on going and learning. Well, now that I knew that what I wanted to do, it was time to put in the effort, because I am a firm believer that you can have the talent, but if you don't work hard, that talent is going to waste. So I knew that I had to put in work, and I honestly didn't leave a stone unturned. I think all the online education resources there we have available nowadays, I covered all of them for UX. So you can think about Coursera, Udacity, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, Pluralsight, and some online design bootcamps like Students Who Design and Product School. So I used all of these websites to actually learn UX, its foundations, its advanced and intermediate concepts. And while I was learning, I was not blind to the fact that I need to practice it as well. Like, this is a very practical discipline. Like, you don't just tell, you have to show what you do. So I was also working on some products and recording them in form of case studies. How did I learn that I had to do that? This is where design communities and design meetups come into play. So I used the website meetup.com to look at design meetups all over the world, and since this is the pandemic time, everything is online anyways, so I attended those meetups, those Zoom calls, those Microsoft and Google Meet meetings, and that meeting had all seasoned professionals, designers talking about real user problems and what they wanted to solve in their workplaces. And there I was, someone who was just starting out, but I was very interested and I listened to all of them. Your environment influences you, and I surrounded myself with seasoned design professionals who were sort of something I aspire to become. So now that I have all of those people talking around me, and I sort of made my environment fully design focused, then I was learning subconsciously, and that is why I picked up that design is a very practical field. You need to show what you learn, so you need to start working on your case studies right from when you are learning it. So that is why I started to do that. And not just case studies, I also learned that I should look into freelance work, because it provides you with real world experience, because working on concept projects and your self projects are not the same as working in real world projects, because real world projects have business constraints, they have business goals which you have to fulfill using your design. So that is something you should explore, and that is what I did. So I also garnered freelance experience. Now freelancing is a separate domain. It takes a lot of time, but I was sort of lucky in a sense that I got my first offer or my first work in less than 2 months. So it then snowballed from there, and I had 3 to 4 projects, I think 6 projects, and I had good enough experience on my resume to go ahead. Now that I have all my case studies, I have grown, and this is you can say January or February of 2021 this year. So now that I am sort of a designer who knows his stuff and who has some experience, he has worked on some case studies and has got a portfolio website and has some freelance experience. How do you go to the next step? How do you land a job? So for that, what worked for me is mentorship, and that is actually, fortunately, I came across ADPList, and I now am an ambassador there as well, because I truly believe in their product and how it has influenced me a lot. So that platform is where you connect with industry designers and industry professionals, and they are there to help you with your problems. And the one thing and the only question I had was, how do I go to that next step? How do I land a job now? So everybody was like, you need a portfolio. And now I had a portfolio, but it was nowhere where like it didn't meet the industry standard, and my resume was chaotic. So with my group sessions, with my mentoring sessions on the platform, I was able to refine my portfolio website. It's still not the best, but it worked for a beginner designer role, and because that was what I was looking for. And I also refined my resume with the help of mentors, and these mentors are big people. Like, they are working at companies I aspire to work someday. So very, very great advice. It's called group sessions as well, so I frequently try to attend those instead of meetup, because this was where the good stuff was happening. Like, people, like all the speakers, they were very passionate about what they were doing. They were very passionate about helping, so why not do all of that here? So ADPList was a lifesaver. It refined my entire career. It refined my portfolio. It helped me reach out and network with, I believe, some of the people I closely work with. So because of that entire boost of mentorship, I was interested to become a part of it. And by becoming a part of it, as an ambassador, I sort of became very active in my local design communities, and that is where I actually network with my current employers. Like, they realize that this person is just not a talker, this person works, and that is what they all want. So they interviewed me, and since I had studied a lot in my chapter 3, I think, then I was qualified and I got the role. So going above and beyond definitely works, and I know it's a very cliche advice, but it works, cliche or not. So this is how I refined to get where I am today, with the help of the people who are where I want to be. And trust me, I actually thought that why would they help me? Well, think twice before you think that. They are happy to help you. Now I know it comes as a shock to many of us because of the world we live in, but that's the truth. And now at the end of the day, I am actually working 2 jobs. One as a product designer at Keep Truckin'. It's a Silicon Valley based company. I work as a contractor there. And my second job is at Quest. It's a budding high growth startup in Singapore. And I love my team. Both of the teams, actually, both are very collaborative. They are very growth inducing. They provide mentorship as well in our work, and very helpful and growth stimulating. So not buttering them up, they are definitely very, very fun people to work with, and I'm very privileged to work with them. And besides that, I am an ADPList ambassador. I work with an amazing team around the world. It's completely remote. I just started my own design community. It's still in early stages. It's named Designscape. I started from a LinkedIn group. The link is in description. All the links are in description, really. All the courses I took, the ADPList website, and my own design community, the Designscape. It's a LinkedIn group on LinkedIn, and that's where we actually talk about everything. And I'm trying to push for design education in my country and around the world, because it's still because now there are a lot of resources on the internet, and now people don't know what to do. So why not bring all these people together in a space and where people share what they did, how they did, and how they get where they are today. So just a community of collective growth, and this is what is happening today. I truly hope that this video helped you, this was my design journey. So all the people who will be asking me, how did you get where you are today, how did you get a full-time job while you're a student, this is how it all happened, this is what I did and what you can do. So please stop asking me that question, or even if you do, I'll just share this video link with you. So yeah, I will not make it long any further. If you still want to reach out, I'm just kidding, you can have my LinkedIn in my description. Reach out, shoot me a DM. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can, or just comment in the comment section. So I don't know how to end videos so I'll just end here. I'll see you in the next video, and just feel free to browse my other videos if you like them. Subscribe maybe. So thank you, I'll see you in the next one.